So, story one, I've got it. I'm going to talk about plants and how they can turn caterpillars into cannibals.
Well, what's happening then?
What's the story, Holly? Yeah, so researchers at the University of Wisconsin-Madison wanted to know under what circumstances you could get a healthy plant with lots to give, lots of like leaves and stems that would want to be eaten by potential herbivores, what that plant could do to get the herbivore to not eat it,
But to cannibalize
someone next to it, which is a big sort of behavioural
That's
change you have to
sick.
shift. Yeah, I know.
What the
Isn't
hell?
that crazy? Obviously, plants have an interest in not getting eaten. And unlike lots of other animals that get eaten or creatures, they can't run away. They're rooted into the ground. So
They can weave away, right? It's
Weave.
just very slowly and gradual.
yeah, vines can. So in order to combat animals trying to eat them, they've grown thorns. They don't taste very good. They famously don't taste much like pizza or burgers. That's a big problem we're all having right now.
Sorry, what? Tomatoes don't taste good?
I don't know.
Because they don't. What's been happening with that?
That's the
Somebody fix
Subway
it.
tomatoes.
Yeah.
No, I think they put them in the fridge for too long. No tomato plants, so the leaves and stems and stuff.
Oh,
not
gotcha.
the fruits.
Okay, cool.
Because the fruits do want to get eaten.
Yeah.
That's why they're delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything makes sense. But apart from the structural things that have like thorns and stuff to stop themselves from getting eaten, they have these chemical defenses called secondary metabolites.
Okay.
So they're pretty common in the plant world. So I guess a primary metabolite is something that a creature needs to live. You know, like you need all your chemicals so you can bring in oxygen and keep going and make
All
babies
my
and such.
chemicals.
But no, so plants produce a suite of secondary metabolites, and they do all sorts of stuff, but largely they're to stop creatures from eating them. So it's chemical warfare.
Cool. And because it's the structural integrity of the tomato plant, right?
Yeah,
It doesn't want to get eaten.
none of it except for the fruit. Yeah,
Most things don't want to get eaten.
yeah.
Cool. I'm here. I'm in the present.
We're there. We're here together. So guess at some secondary metabolites. What do you think? Some chemicals.
I don't know, like for color?
Like they're to poison creatures that eat them, and we get them from plants. Okay. Just the blank stare.
Yeah, I don't know.
So appropriately, caffeine is a secondary metabolite.
Oh, okay.
Cocaine, nicotine, quinine, like the antimalarial.
Okay.
Terps, tannins, which give on the bit of flavour of tea and red wine. So they're all secondary metabolites. They've evolved to stop or harm animals from eating them.
Oh,
Nuts.
okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Really cool.
not nuts. It's just strange.
Yeah. Some of those, I think some people can live on primarily like...
Primary metabolites.
Yeah. Is it opium? No?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
Cool.
So another one, they just manipulate animal behaviour in all sorts of wacky ways. So capsaicin, which is the active ingredient in chilies and stuff, that's a metabolite evolved to burn animals' mouths when they eat the fruit. There's even, I discovered a secondary metabolite called, turns animals into cyclopses. It was quite shocking.
What?
It's called cyclopamine.
You mean they drop an eye or they just see through one eye through two eyes?
Is that how cyclopses work? I think that's how a telescope works.
Throwing out ideas out there. Okay.
Ideas. No, it's made by the corn lily, and when animals graze upon it, it gets into their system and disrupts the genetics of their fetuses and stops their developing fetus from forming two halves of the brain. So they get a single lobe in their brain and get a single eye.
Oh, that's so sad.
Isn't that sad? So the plant
And
is
then-
turning...
Does that plant pass it on? The eye? The one eye? Back to basics. Just tell your story.